Alright YouTubes, how we doing? Hope you're all well. I'm just going to give you a little explanation of a job that I took on a few months ago. The car's here, so I thought I'd show you. I've got no footage of video footage of what I've done to this car, but I thought I haven't seen anyone else achieve this yet. So I was just going to talk you through what I've done to it and the products that I used and the result, and I can show you the results. And I've got photos of the sort of stages I've done on this job. And it was the first time I'd done it, and I had a few little issues with it, but it come out really well. And other people have sort of done similar to this job, but I haven't seen the results that I sort of achieved with the products that I used. And I haven't seen any really online. I've seen similar, and people do other ways, but I'll show you what I've done anyway, because you're probably confused now. So the car is a Toyota GR Yaris, and great little car. It's a cool little car. And on these GR Yarises, if anyone knows anything about these, they're sort of a homologation special. So they were sort of produced so they could enter this car into rally, and people know about these cars. They know what they're about. So like a little rally car for the road, but they come with a few unique features. They got aluminium panels and stuff, but what they do come with from factory is they come with a forged carbon fibre roof. But what they do from factory, obviously for cost savings, instead of refinishing the forged carbon, they cover it with a fake matte carbon vinyl wrap, which they look pretty naff. You know, it's got forged carbon underneath the wrap, so the wrap sort of lets it down really. And I've seen quite a few people that have removed them. The trouble with it is when they remove the wrap, the forged carbon sort of just in its sort of, I suppose, gel coat. I suppose it's not clear coated, and they're really ripply. And I think they're all slightly different because obviously it's handmade. Some aren't so ripply that I've seen online, and some are quite ripply. And I've seen people polish them up a little bit, but there's no depth of gloss on it really on the polished ones that I've seen anyway. And other people get like PPF put on, so paint film protection. They get clear PPF put on them, gloss or satin or whatever, so you can see the forged carbon, and obviously a bit of protection, but obviously with no clear coat on there, or minimal clear coat, it wouldn't have the UV protection either. So I done this roof, I've exposed it, and what I used on it is I'll show you what it looks like first. So this is what it looks like. Now I've done this job about 6 months ago. It's a bit hard to see the forged carbon, so I'll put some light on it. It's quite a cool thing for forged carbon. It seems to be quite popular. So you can see all the carbon in there. You can see the finish of the clear coat, and it's quite straight. So when I done this job, it was quite a lot of work. So yeah, that's sort of the effect you get from forged carbon. So it was quite a lot of work to do this. And what I used, so basically we had to strip all the interior out the back, get the shark fin out, then we removed the wrap, and so as I'm doing this, when I edit the video, I'll show the photos that I've got of the stages. So yeah, removed the wrap, got all the residue off. The roof on this one was really ripply. You couldn't have just clear coated it. It would have looked awful. It would just look shiny and ripply instead. And basically what I used on this, Mipa do some products for carbon fibre. So they do They do 3 products. They do a tinned transparent filler for carbon fibre, which you can, as long as the weave isn't damaged, you can repair chips and any, you know, sort of imperfections in the top layers. It's transparent, it dries transparent and rubs down, and you can clear coat over it. So they do a tin filler, which is called P27. Mipa also do a spray polyester, which is transparent, which is P67S, which is what I used on this job. So we took the wrap off, really ripply, and they also do a specific clear coat, carbonic clear coat. That's what it's called, Mipa carbonic clear coat. And you can use all these 3 products on the date sheet can be used in conjunction with each other. And, so what I've done is, once it was all exposed, I blocked all the roof down as much as I could, got some smaller ripples out of it. I blocked it with 180. It tells you to finish it off in 320s, but I finished mine off in 500. So I blocked it with 180, then 240 grit, then 320 grit, and then I finished it off in 500 on the DA. Applied the P67S, which is the spray polyester, and it is like spray polyester spray filler that you would put on, you know, on panels on restoration work or whatever to get your repairs straighter and get your panels straighter. And it's similar. It's sprayable filler, but it's like green jelly in the tin, and then it dries transparent. But I did have some issues with it. The day I applied it, it was about 30 odd degrees, and it went off so quick on me. I got 1 coat of it on there, and then it was going off in the gun. The reaction of the filler when it was going off was so quick that it was actually sizzling and popping in my pot in the spray gun. So I applied it with my primer gun, my Satajet primer gun, which is 100B, but I got a spray polyester set up for that, which has got a 2.5 nozzle kit, 2.5 nozzle kit. So I put 3 coats of that on, spray polyester. It went on there like treacle, but I got a good layer of it on there. Like I said, I did have some issues with it going off on me really quick, so I had to be super fast. But now they have changed the data sheets a little bit, and they've introduced a thinner for it now, which at the time that wasn't out. And I had no information on this product because I spoke to Mipa and they didn't really know anyone that had used it, so I was a bit blind when I used it. But anyway, so I got that on there. I've got photos of that. Then I went through the stages that they say to block it. So I blocked it, started with 120 because it's really, really hard to block. Blocked it with 120. So when it goes on there like a transparent green, and when it dries transparent. So I blocked it with 120, and then went through the grades. 120 on the block, 180, 240, then 320, and again I finished it off in 500, even though the data sheet said it could be finished off in 320 grit. I just went that little bit extra and I machined it with 500. So I'd done all the blocking and it really leveled it up, got it really level, sprayed degreaser on it, and you can see through it. So then you sort of use the carbonic clear. You use it like a primer coat. So it says you need to flow coat it really. So you use the first application as like primer. So then I masked it up again. I put a first application of carbonic clear on it, and the first application they say to use it as like a sealer coat, like a barrier coat. It was just absolutely covered in micro pinholes everywhere. I didn't want to go loading it on there to try and bury it, so I put three good coats on there. First coat was a bit lighter, and then I put 2 wet ones on there. Loads and loads of pinholes all over it. It looked an absolute mess. So I let that go off. It dries really well. The depth of gloss on the carbonic clear is amazing, really. when that carbonic clears it in a pot. I think I got a previous video of a BMW carbon fibre spoiler that I used it on. It looks like varnish. It's really yellowy brown in the pot. So yeah, that first application went on there, dried that out, baked it. Then the following day, I blocked it all down again, and then finished off the clear in 500 grit, and it almost got most of the pinholes. I took most of the clear coat off, to be honest with you, and it sort of does say to use it as a barrier coat, use it to seal in imperfections, and then to flow coat again. It does say that on the data sheet, and you can sort of build the layers up with it. So then I've done it again. So after I finished it off in 500 on the DA, I applied three coats of clear coat again, and it almost got it. There was just a couple of small areas that had just some more pinholes in. So I didn't want to start trying to dab them in or to bury them, try and flood them in on the application. I didn't want that. So I sanded it all down again, done the same again, blocked it with 320, finished it off in 500, and then flow coated it again. So in total it had 9 coats of clear coat on it with intermediate sanding, and yeah, it come out all right. I was pleased with it in the end. It was a lot of work. It was probably about 35 hours work in total, but considering what it looked like when we took the wrap off, and that's pretty much gum finish. There was a few little nibs here and there, and this is about 6 months on now, so it's held up really well. And you can use normal clear coat that you put on the cars, but I don't think it offers the same UV protection for the carbon as what the carbonic clear. That's why it's specific for carbon fibre, this clear. Like I say, it's really brown and yellowy in tin. It looks like varnish, so that must be something to do with the UV protection that it gives. So yeah, it was probably a bit of a risk to take it on and to do it, because obviously if you get this wrong, God knows how much it would be to put a new carbon fibre roof on one of these. But it's held up, and it went good in the end. So yeah, I'd be confident now to do another one because these products worked. And considering how ripply this roof was when we took the wrap off, like I say, people have polished them when they've took the wrap off and they've put wraps over them, but they still look, well, what I've seen, I haven't seen any that have been done in the flesh, so I'm only going by what I've seen on the internet photo wise, and they still look really ripply to me. So I think that looks pretty straight. It looks OE, and it doesn't show up too well in here, the forged carbon, but in the sunlight, and probably on a different colour car, it would really stand out. But in the sunlight, which I've got photos of, it really pops, the carbon, forged carbon. And yeah, all in all, it was worth me taking it on because it was a good little learning process for me. And now I've used that product and I know it works. And it's sort of, well, 6 months down the line, it's still okay. It should last. All the products are designed for this, so I sort of followed the data sheet and done it. The process is pretty much to the letter how they should have been done. It come out well. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a little video on what I'd done to this. It's a little bit different and it was something new for us. When the time when I done this job, I wasn't filming any YouTube stuff or anything, so that's why I haven't got any footage of it. But yeah, I thought I'd explain what I'd done and the processes that I'd done and show you the results. And yeah, if anyone else has got a GR Yaris or any other carbon fibre stuff that needs work, we'd take it on. We can do it. I enjoy doing the carbon fibre. It's a little bit different. Obviously, if there's damage to weave, I wouldn't know anything about repairing any weave or cracks in it or anything like that, or structural. But anything, there's a lot of carbon fibre on a lot of cars now, performance cars. Or if anyone else has got a GR Yaris and they want their carbon roof exposed and they want it to look nice and flat and glossy like the rest of the car, yeah, we take it on, we can do it. So yeah, just thought I'd do a little video on explaining what we done and show you the results. So yeah, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.